That's another half-inch group out of this gun. One shot from every group just disappears into another hole. Everybody is shooting the same thing. You go to the gun store and all you see is 6.5 Creedmoor for 80% of the shelf, maybe some 300 Win Mag, and then all your new fancy kid cartridges, your 7 PRC, whatever. But there are some secret weapons that those in the industry that really know, the guys that have been around and have really looked at all the cartridges, have found some secret weapons that work incredibly well, and this is one of them. I'm excited to reveal this build, and as we will with each cartridge, how we implemented it into a rifle. But first, the cartridge itself. So the 7 PRC was crazy popular over the last couple years. Everybody's going and picking one up, and for good reason. Great cartridge. But it's a lot of recoil. I mean, you might be at 26, 25 foot-pounds of recoil energy. And so what if I were to tell you that the cartridge that this rifle shoots, if you were to shoot them both at 400 yards in a 15-mile-an-hour wind, this would only drift 2 inches more wind. Basically the same thing. But you get like a 10-15% reduction in the recoil. This is absolutely elk capable. It's still a 7mm, but you'll drop down just 10 or 15 grains in the bullet. This is a 280 Ackley improved. The cartridge has been around forever, but it's in obscurity. And so I want to show you the build that we did with this cartridge. This is a beauty. This is built on the Hunt 26 chassis. I mean, it's just carbon fiber everywhere on this thing. Super lightweight, and yet it's very shootable because it's a more manageable platform. I built this rifle on this Hunt 26 chassis and a 7 PRC previously. Just wasn't shooting well. It was too light of a platform for that 7 PRC. So now we've built this just a step down. We've hand loaded this with some Peterson brass, and let me just tell you, it is shooting absolutely lights out. Woo! That's another half-inch group out of this gun. It's just group after group after group. I mean, I'm amazed by this. It's so often, you know, you'll try 5 loads and one of them shoots. Doing the load development has honestly been hard because they all shoot good. Like, I can't decide which one to choose. Hey, quick cut in here while we're doing the shooting. We have a really unique load for this. This is shooting a 150 grain CX bullet, so a copper bullet, and we're getting over 3,000 feet per second, which is crazy with the light powder load we have. We're way under the powder, the max charge that we should be able to do according to the books, but we're getting crazy velocity out of it. You know, there's still some recoil on this, even though it's pretty manageable with that suppressor, but we have a backstop recoil pad on there. The backstop recoil pad is so cool because it's tuned to your rifle. You know, you enter in what cartridge you have, how heavy your gun is, if you're using a break or a can, a recoil calculation is done, and then the recoil pad is made for your gun so that it can soak up as much recoil as possible, and it's working here. So this 280 Ackley is awesome, but I actually think there's another cartridge even more underrated than the 280 Ackley that lives in even greater obscurity that I want to do on my next build, and it is the 7 SAUM. The ballistics are nearly identical. Same kind of velocities, grain weights you can get with the 280 Ackley. You can do the exact same thing with the 7 SAUM, but it's a short action cartridge. The only knock on the 7 SAUM is it has a little bit of a shorter neck to it. And guys get worried if you have a really long bullet that it could, you know, lose some concentricity there. It's theory. I don't know of anybody that's actually had that problem. So 280 Ackley is phenomenal, but maybe even better. More than 1 million of you watched our video that we did just a couple months ago about this gun. The fascinating thing with this cartridge is it is the most accurate cartridge, maybe just period, at least in this discipline. So what we did is we looked through a set of blog posts that the Precision Rifle blog did, where they asked all the winners, the top 200 of the PRS series, just, you know, what barrel, what action, what cartridge, what everything, what load did you use? And then we just got cool graphs of what all the most common cartridges were that were winning that series of competitions. And the cartridge is one that is like non-existent for the rest of the industry. It's just competitive shooters that use it, but I think it would have great application in hunting, and that is the 6-dasher. 6-dasher shooting, you know, a 105 grain bullet, just shy of 3,000 feet per second. And so, you know, you want to go hunt whitetail, 6-dasher would be awesome. You hunt antelope, anything like that would be awesome. Here's the reveal of the actual gun that we put it in. Now this thing you saw in the video, all we did, we just took the exact same load that everybody was doing and just no other load development, nothing. We didn't even measure how far it was to lands, nothing. And it's shooting phenomenal. Look at all these groups. So we had 0.33. We go to 0. Whatever, 3.4. It's academic. It's hard to even measure these without 0.33. Ooh, that's a terrible group. Look how nasty that one is. 0.54. The worst group is a half minute, but it's on average shooting 0.3 and change. That's with a box that sometimes wriggles in the wind, a 4-mile-an-hour breeze, and we've done 0 load development. This is just taking the average, just putting it together. I'm impressed. So later in this year, we're going to take a 6-dasher and build it into a lightweight hunting rifle that I want to go take on an antelope hunt this fall. But we're taking a first step toward getting there. I want to kind of try some of the more common 6mm lightweight cartridges that are out there and more common for hunting. So I built this AR-15, and this is a fascinating cartridge that is, you know, it's getting the most power you could probably get out of an AR-15's length, but also be able to shoot pretty flat, long range and things like that. This is the 6mm ARC. So you're getting a reasonable bullet weight, but it fits in the AR-15 platform. And it's such a mild cartridge. I want to try that same bullet and powder and see what kind of accuracy we get out of the 6 ARC. And then we're going to go to a 6 Creedmoor and a 6-dasher eventually in a lightweight hunting rifle. I just don't understand why it's not more popular. This rifle is no secret at all. This is a simple Winchester XPR, but it's in a cartridge that is... Okay, if I had to have a metaphor for this cartridge, it's like you had a beautiful child be born, right? So excited, you've been waiting for 9 months. Child comes out, it's just beautiful and precious. Big eyes, symmetrical face, everything is great. Child is happy. It has long, luscious hair, but it's red hair. And scribbled on the baby's face is stepchild. And that's what this cartridge is. It is the 6.8 Western, which is the red-headed stepchild of the gun industry. I don't know what happened. The cartridge came out. It's phenomenal. It's a 270, but better. It has a faster twist rate. You get a tiny bit more powder in there so you can put in heavier bullets. That's an exceptional cartridge. Has all the modern advantages. And it just has been so rejected from step one. Well, I said the rifle isn't the secret, and the cartridge I already told you. The real secret to why I'm excited about this one and why I feel like this could be a secret weapon this year is because of this right here. It's because now there is actually good brass being made for this cartridge. 6.8 Western, you know, you can only get the Winchester brass, which isn't great, and their ammo, which is not that great.
See, that's one of my complaints, and a problem that I've had before with Winchester ammo is the cases just must not be very consistent, because like this one, I'm pushing, it's like, mash that sucker down to get it in there, and then most of them, will just feed like butter in here.
The cartridge is great because for the same reason that the 280 Ackley is great. It's just not quite as crazy Magnum as some of the cartridges that are more popular for, you know, the 300 Win Mags, your 7 PRC. It's a step down from there. And so it's so shootable in a lighter weight rifle, but you're still getting great higher BC bullets out of it. This week in Backfire Plus, we have a pretty active community or discussion on our private forum. And I got asked the question about this cartridge. Somebody was saying, you know, man, you look at the numbers and this is like an absolutely amazing cartridge. It's literally the flattest shooting cartridge out to whatever, maybe 600 yards. And as far as the, you know, anywhere reasonably popular cartridges go. And the recoil is so light, you can mount this thing on your forehead and take a shot. I mean, there's just no recoil. It's like a little vibration, even in a lightweight platform. And it works in a short barrel, and it's perfect medicine for a whitetail hunt, your coyotes, your hogs, whatever, all that kind of stuff. It is the 22 Creedmoor, and this is the Horizon Vandal X platform for it. It is just incredibly accurate. Whenever you get a cartridge that is lower recoil, you're probably going to get a cartridge that is more accurate. And I think that's definitely true here. I mean, it's half MOA groups over and over and over with the factory Hornady Precision Hunter ammo with this. It's just, you know, I think about going on any kind of whitetail coyote hunt, and it's just like, why would I pick anything else? It's just so good for that. 22 Creedmoor is a secret weapon. Two more cartridges that are just so cool. I want to talk about them both kind of short because later in this year we're going to kind of feature them more with specific rifles. One is in a platform like this, but it is from SIG. This one happens to be a 300 PRC, but the specific cartridge is the 277 SIG Fury. You guys saw all the, you know, big everything that everybody's been talking about, the 7 backcountry. By the way, if you're interested in 7 backcountry, cameraman Garrett right there just did a video on the other Backfire channel. We're kind of starting that one up. He's going to make a lot of videos over there. It's called Backfire Ballistics Lab. Go check out that because he just took the brand new 7 backcountry, that new cartridge that has, you know, 16-inch barrel that's shooting just as fast as a 7 PRC, and shot a whole bunch of groups over there to do some accuracy testing on it, and it did really well. Well, there's another cartridge that we haven't been talking about much that's the same type of technology. It's called the 277 SIG Fury. It's taking the 277 caliber and it's putting high pressure loads into it. And so you can get, you know, the same velocities with a 6-inch shorter barrel. 277 SIG Fury is actually hitting the market now. You can actually get ammo for it. You can actually get guns for it. Like, it's finally here, even though they've been teasing us for 3 years. That's one that I'm very excited to show. And the other one is something that is going to be hitting kind of the mainstream this summer. Hornady is going to be coming out with factory loads. I think they're going to announce it at maybe NRA. But it got SAMI approval just barely. And it is taking the 6.5 Creedmoor case and necking it down to 25 caliber. 25 caliber, you know, is very not popular at all. Really, we have the 25-06, and that's about it that we ever hear from the 25 caliber. But it's going to be an absolute laser beam and very light recoil. And so check out for that one coming a little bit later this year. But it's definitely going to be one to watch. You guys, there are cool cartridges out there. If you go to and you're just seeing the same things on shelves over and over, know that there's a whole world out there. And, you know, if you aren't reliant on the local shop, you're able to go to World Wide Web to find things that shoot out of guns. Just order a big amount when you get it for that rifle, and then you'll have the ammo. You don't have to worry about ammo availability if you stock up a little bit. And when you do that, it opens you up to some incredible cartridges that, for whatever reason, just aren't very popular.